Also tonight, the head of NASA says the agency risked the lives of 2 astronauts who were stuck on the space station for months, saying mission managers should have never let them fly. I know you remember these two, Suni and Butch, right? Suni Williams, Butch Wilmore. How much do we talk about this? Their 10-day mission turning into nearly 10 months on the space station. They finally splashed down last March. Remember this? The huge, memorable moment. I think it was like live rolling coverage right here on the show. Well, now, flash forward to today. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman is calling out Boeing, saying that the failures here have got to be addressed. Listen to this.
Starliner has design and engineering deficiencies that must be corrected, but the most troubling failure revealed by this investigation is not hardware. It's decision-making and leadership that if left unchecked, could create a culture incompatible with human spaceflight.
Let me get right to Tom Costello now, who's obviously been covering all of this so closely. First of all, why now? What's going on? What about these early warning signs that Isaacman says should have been listened to?
First of all, that soundbite, he's also calling out NASA. He says NASA mission managers failed. Boeing failed. Engineering failed. You may recall we talked about the fact that the Boeing Starliner was years behind schedule, troubled history, that had a whole bunch of failures. And today, Jared Isaacman says we've now got this independent review that's come back and said Boeing engineers didn't understand the problems. There were serious flaws. NASA engineers didn't understand the Boeing spacecraft well enough to even ask the right questions. And mission managers got launch fever. But he says it in typical Boeing speak. Now, listen to this. I'm going to run the soundbite. He says programmatic, in other words, program advocacy exceeded reasonable bounds. What is he talking about? He means launch fever took over at NASA. Take a listen.
Today, we formally designate this event a Type A mishap to ensure lessons are fully captured for future missions. Programmatic advocacy exceeded reasonable bounds and placed the mission, the crew, and America's space program at risk in ways that were not fully understood at the time decisions were being contemplated. This created a culture of mistrust that can never happen again, and there will be leadership accountability.
Yeah, there will be accountability. He says, listen, this put lives at risk, put the program at risk. Real quickly, he's stressing this is not the same as the Artemis mission that's about to launch to the moon, right? 2 completely different structures, architectures, companies involved. Everything's different, but he's very upset about Boeing and NASA managers for failing and potentially putting Butch and Suni in harm's risk.
I think it's important, and if we can for a second here, Tom, you know, Butch and Suni have spoken publicly about what they went through up in space. And if I remember correctly, both of them have said, hey, listen, we're prepared for anything when we go up. We knew we were going up for a short time, but you kind of got to always be ready for anything.
They are both exceptional team players.
Yeah.
Now, Butch has said, listen, everything failed, and I failed, he said, Butch said, because he was the commander of that mission. He said, I should have asked more questions when I had questions and I had real concerns on the ground.
Tom Costello, we're so glad to have you with us on this developing news late today.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.